Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of this week's series. This is going to be 3 post-narrated battles with the hyper-offensive team I had some life battles with it just to show you my thought process during the game, but this is actually after the game, and I do think these 3 will give you a better view of how I use this team and how you should use this team if you wanted to use it yourself. So I'm gonna be here, and he's gonna be here, obviously. So I lead with Raikou, and I'm just gonna volt switch, losing the speed tie to Azelf, because I think they speed tie, both 115 speed. But now I go into Joy Scarf Hydreigon and just U-turn. If he switches out, I keep momentum, and otherwise I'm just going to kill the Azelf. So that was really good for me. Looking at Steam, he's running hyper offense as well. I just decided to go into Nidoqueen. He goes into Absol, and well, I figured he would Mega Evolve, so I don't go for Rocks. I just go for Sludge Wave, and I end up critting him, which is really unfortunate, and bring me 6-4 in the lead. But now he goes for Dragonance, and I go for another Sludge Wave because I figured this thing would set up in my face, and now he just kills me with Waterfall, which is perfectly fine. I didn't really need Nidoqueen for anything else. Would have been nice to get Rocks, but oh well. Hydreigon is going to outspeed because Jutsu the Joy Scarf and is going to just revenge kill. He does have Noivern. Noivern usually is Choice Specs, and this is no exception to that. I switch in Crobat because Crobat, looking at his team, is not going to be doing a whole lot. But I was 6-4 in the lead, and now he already brought it back to 4-3, so it's really looking better for him right now. I switch in Raikou as I can take any hit, especially from -2 Noivern, and I just full switch out to keep momentum, see what he wants to do. I go into Aerodactyl, and he actually wants to play it safe, just fodders his Raikou. Now he goes into the Haxorus, and I know I can 2-shot it and then revenge kill it with the Hydreigon again. But this thing actually turns out to be Choice Scarf, which is fine as well because Hydreigon does outspeed Choice Scarf Haxorus by 1 base point. So I'm able to knock it out with the Draco Meteor, and the only thing I have to do right now is just fodder off something and just kill it with Hydreigon. But I actually make a bit of a misplay, and I go for Draco Meteor, knowing that Noivern is fairly weak, so I thought it would die to this, but now I go into Infernape, and I think, well, Mach Punch is going to kill it, right? But he lives on 3%, so I made a series of misplays at the end. But I think this showed really well how my offensive team works against other hyper offensive teams. So I'm going to win 1-0. If he actually got a crit at the end, then he would have actually won 1-0. But I do think that my hyper offensive team is a lot better against other hyper offensive teams, and it's also good against stall breaking because it has a lot of very, very powerful Pokemon in it. I'm going to the next one. This guy is using a bit more of a bulky team, as you can see right here. 3 defensive Mons, 3 offensive Mons. I elite with Hydreigon, and I just go for Dark Pulse on the Azelf because I was banking on the flinch actually, so that he could not get up his Stealth Rocks. Yeah, I figured he would elite with Azelf. Donphan would get 2-hit KO'd by the Dark Pulse, so he knows that, and he's just gonna switch in to Goodra. I go into Crobat, knowing that I can live any hit. And now, as seeing that he is at -2, I am free to go for a Roost, and then U-turn out. Donphan is now going to be knocked out by a Dark Pulse after Life Orb recovery, but I do predict a Stealth Rocks right here, so I switch in Nidoqueen. And next turn, he is going to predict me to get up Stealth Rocks, so I just tap Ice Beam, and I'm going to kill his Donphan. So now he just gets a free switch into whatever he wants to, which is his Azelf. He can't really mess with Nidoqueen because Nidoqueen is a threat, so I know he has to go for the Psychic move. So I can switch in Hydreigon freely and just click U-turn again. Get chip damage on Goodra. Goodra usually is the Saltfist variant, so it's really good to get some damage off on Goodra. I go into Crobat. Since the Stuff Rocker is dead, and I would actually like my rocks up, I'm just gonna go for Defog and get rid of his rocks and die to the Thunderbolt. So what I'm going to do now is actually go into Infernape and just click Close Combat, because everything on his team gets two-shotted by Close Combat. And this is why I like physically offensive Life Orb Infernape. It absolutely destroys worlds. He could have switched in the Azelf, but that would have been really risky. If I just would have clicked U-turn right there, then I would have probably OHKO'd it right there. So he has to fodder Milotic. Nothing on his team really wants to take a Close Combat. Goes into Azelf, forcing me to switch into Raikou. So now I just go full switch, and he goes U-turn, taking lots of unnecessary damage on his Infernape. I do not agree with this play at all, but I just go into Nidoqueen, knowing that I could live any hit that he wants to throw at me. He goes into Crocodile. He's going to predict my switch into something that can take that, which is my Hydreigon, unless he taps Superpower, but most of them don't even carry Superpower anymore. Especially since he has Infernape, I didn't think he had Superpower. But I just U-turn with the Hydreigon, just getting a bit more chip damage on the Goodra. And the Goodra is actually going to die to a next Draco. But I switch to Nidoqueen, and I thought it would be much more efficient for me to not get up Stealth Rugs now, but just click Ice Beam and just kill something on his team. Which actually ends up being the case. He's going to make a ballsy play and switch an Infernape and just die. Now I don't really feel like switching anything in on the Crocodile, revealing to me that he has Moxie, so this is more than likely a Choice Scarf variant. So I switch in Mega Aerodactyl, and I just go for the Aerial Ace, just to knock something out in his team, because the Azelf is not going to be appreciating one of those. But since I have the minus speed right now, I am forced to sack something on my team. Well, Raikou's not going to be particularly useful against either the Azelf or the Choice Scarf Crook. So what I can do now is just actually get some damage on the Crocodile. I actually went for Dark Pulse, which was a bit of a stupid play. I should have gone Draco and just knock something out. But now I could just go into Infernape, get a bit of chip damage with the Mach Punch, and now Infernape is going to die, and now Hydreigon can come in and just knock everything out with the Dark Pulse. So as you can see, it was Scarf Crook, and I can just knock everything out with it with the Dark Pulse. There we go. So this is the last battle I have in store. This is a battle I actually had today. I thought this was a really solid battle and a really nice broadcast of how I want to use this team. This guy was actually running a hyper offensive team as well, but looking at it, you wouldn't say that it is a hyper offensive team. So without any further talk of mine, let's just jump into this battle. I lead off with Nidoqueen, the usual stuff. He leads off with Swampert, and I just want damage on Swampert because Swampert is a threat to my team. So I predict him to switch right here and just get up my Stealth Rogs. I could have gone Ice Beam because he was probably going to switch in either this or the Shaman, but I felt safe just going for Stealth Rogs, limiting the switch-ins of this thing and the Chandelure actually. I go to a Hydreigon, and he does not have any switch-ins for a Draco Meteor, so I just tap Draco, and I'm going to kill the Swampert. So that is probably the biggest threat to my team is actually gone, and this big threat to my team is taking damage every time it switches in. So I go into Lucario, predicting like an Aerial Ace or something. He was actually going for a safe move probably, but I just decide to Sword Dance. I do have to Bullet Punch over Extreme Speed. Especially for this Pokemon in general, because Extreme Speed is not going to be knocking out this thing. This might have been a Choice Scarf variant, but I decided to make the ballsy move and just go for Earthquake. Most Lucarios run Crunch, but I run Earthquake for, I think it's better coverage for the moveset I run on it with Bullet Punch over Extreme Speed. Here I actually clicked Close Combat, predicting a switch, and if he didn't switch, it didn't really matter because I have Crobat, and Crobat just knocks out Toxicroak completely. So I just kill it with the Brave Bird. I would have actually liked to keep this thing around, but revealing me his Crocodile set, he doesn't have the Intimidate, so this is probably a Choice Scarf variant as well. He does reveal Moxie right there. Well, it was obviously that he had Moxie because he didn't have Intimidate. But I go into Hydreigon and I just want to get a lot of damage on this thing. He gets off +1 Stone Edge on me, but now he doesn't really want to take any more damage. He doesn't want to lose his Crook because he felt like it was his winning condition, even though my Hydreigon is going to outspeed. So I have to keep Hydreigon alive because that is my winning condition. So a Pokemon that is completely useless right now is going to be the Raikou. So I'm actually just sending it as father, and I decided to go for Extra Sensory. If he's sending Crook, that was fine as well. Then I just would have gone for another Extra Sensory to let it kill me. Here he is actually going to switch into the Crocodile. I just click Extra Sensory again. It doesn't really matter. He can kill me. Now the only thing I have to do is go into Hydreigon, U-turn, either kill the Crocodile or get initiative on the Shaman. So now I can just freely Mega Evolve with my Aerodactyl and just go for the Aerial Ace. It's either going to knock out the Shaman or the Crocodile. He can decide whatever he wants to father. And my Hydreigon is going to be faster than his Crocodile, so it's going to kill regardless. But he opts to go for Superpower. I don't really know why, but it was hopeless. His scenario was absolutely hopeless. So this was the post-narration. It was a bit fast. I think next time I'm going to do them slow, but I had to talk really fast, in my opinion. But regardless of anything, this video still took over 11 minutes. So really hope you enjoyed this series of events. The next thing I'll be uploading is going to be another team building video. Not sure what tier, probably UU or OU. I do like OU, but I have to get back into the current OU metagame. Haven't played OU in a while since I've been playing UU quite a lot. So might be UU, might be OU. You'll obviously see it in the title of my next video. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Peace.